got my driver's license when I was 16 years old. I was never allowed to touch my mother's car because it was pretty expensive and fairly new. When my parents left to go on their wedding anniversary, my mother repeatedly told me not to touch her car. I did anyway. I decided to skip the bus and drive my mother's car to school. School was only about 10 minutes away, so I didn't think she'd notice a difference in the gas. When I got there, so many people crowded around me asking, "When did you get a Porsche?" Wanting to sit in the driver's seat, calling me cool and all. I thought I was the coolest kid. After school was over, my friend asked if I could drive her home, to which I agreed. Her home was about 20 minutes away and required me getting on the highway. On my way home from dropping her off, I was going about 80 miles per hour when I lost control of the car and hit the barrier. I was completely fine with just a few scratches and a little bit of pain from the airbag, but nothing concerning. My mom's car, on the other hand, was completely totaled. The only thing I could think of was pretending to feel way worse than I actually was, so I could avoid being disciplined. I called for an ambulance and told them I had severe chest and head pain, and I even went as far as to pretended I didn't remember the date and my name. My parents were contacted by the hospital and had to leave their vacation to come to the hospital. While I was there, they did a CT scan and found nothing. They did a few other checks that I don't know the names of, but eventually I was cleared to go home. We had to take an Uber, and on the way back, my mother couldn't stop crying about how she could have lost me. A couple weeks later, I overheard my parents talking that they had gotten my medical bill, and it was over $10K. My mother also had to purchase a new car on top of that, and it had left them with little to no money. My parents ended up having to rent out a room to hopefully make up the money to pay my bills. I was a stupid kid, and I think about how I ruined everything that day. I'm now way older and have been paying them back the money in increments, and when I'm done, I plan on confessing for what I did.